naturally, it's going to be more expensive per student in Wyoming. And so we need to kind of take that into consideration when we see that the cost of per college student in Wyoming is more expensive than it is across the nation.
Yeah, and it's a good point, and that's one of the reasons why we look at the comparative of what we're spending per student versus what the other community colleges are spending. It's interesting, though, that when you look at the 3 states above us in that analysis, I think they included Utah, Wisconsin, and Alaska. So Utah and Alaska, I could maybe buy that, but Wisconsin really surprised me. Now, that's changed significantly if anybody's been following Wisconsin politics since the recession hit. To do that, but it's a good point. I mean, and that's one of the things that we hear constantly, even among the state. We need to keep the Wyoming context in place, and that's why we shift and look at how we compare to the Wyoming community colleges. But good point. Yes, ma'am. Microphone hiding around here. Thanks, Bert. We can talk on mics.
All right. Okay. I'm wondering if you're doing any monitoring or you have data methodology in place to look at LCCC after they're certified or they receive their degree. What are they doing afterwards to prove success of the quality?
Good point. What I know we are doing some things right now. See, Ann, you might as well just come up here and present with me. I don't know. We are doing some things now to look at what happens in terms of employee placement or student placement after they graduate and those types of things. We have a graduate survey. With our new key performance measures, we will do that more purposefully. We'll be looking at, for example, our transfer students, when they matriculate, and they matriculate to a 4-year campus, they end up at UW. How many of them actually go from us, land at UW, then how do they do at UW, for example? Or if they pass their program, how many of them pass their exams, how many of them are employed, and then we're actually looking at adding an employer satisfaction element to that as well. And so we have things in the works and areas to improve that. So we're doing some, but we're certainly going to make it more robust. Any other questions or comments? I'm happy to stick around and chat with anybody, and of course you'll be seeing lots of me this year. Before I let you go and we get ready for lunch, I do have 2 announcements to make. Carrie, you sure you can't make this announcement for me? The first announcement, last Saturday, LCCC put a team together, led by our wonderful Carrie Brown-Herbst, for the Race for the Cure here in Cheyenne. And we were the largest team, is that correct? Ever, the largest team in the Race for the Cure. So thank you for all that work, and thank you for getting me out of bed to run. I quite figured that out. The other one, in light of the conversation about assessment and student learning outcomes assessment, there was something scheduled tomorrow morning for mandatory assessment. We're actually going to change that and cancel that. Instead, the SLAC committee and any faculty or staff that are interested in this are going to convene, I believe, still, to have a conversation about how do we start moving towards this framework. So that is no longer mandatory tomorrow. But I would encourage your participation if you have an interest in developing, talking about what does this model look like, what does this framework look like. And so the campus announcements will start at, somebody help me out, 10 o'clock tomorrow? I think it was changed to 10. It's changed to 10. 10 o'clock. Sleep in. So thank you all, good luck, and I look forward to a great year.